It began with a house that shouldn't have been there. At first glance, it looked ordinary, an isolated structure deep within undeveloped land, with no roads, no nearby buildings, just a single rectangular footprint. The satellite image was captured in late March under clear conditions, high resolution, no distortion, the kind investigators rely on. But within weeks, the house was gone. Not demolished, not damaged, gone. The coordinates remained unchanged, the terrain untouched, yet there was no trace the structure had ever existed. No debris, no foundation, nothing. The question quickly became how a house could appear on a map and then completely disappear, and what it was hiding while it was visible. The discovery was made by a remote sensing analyst reviewing archived satellite data. Her job was routine: track land changes, verify patterns, flag irregularities. But this broke every expectation. The location was in a remote area, miles from any settlement, with no permits, no development records, nothing to suggest construction. Yet at timestamp 3:17 and 42 seconds Universal Time Coordinated, the structure was clearly visible single-story, surrounded by a gravel clearing, faint vehicle tracks leading toward it. It cast a natural shadow. It wasn't a glitch. It was real. When she checked updated imagery, the house was gone. No transition, no partial demolition, just presence, then absence. She cross-checked multiple providers, timestamps, and datasets. Every source confirmed the same thing. The house had existed, and then it hadn't. Investigators pulled all available archives and layered the images chronologically. For nearly 2 years before the capture, the land was untouched. Then suddenly, the house appeared fully built. Days later, it vanished. Subtle signs remained: slight soil discoloration, a faint geometric outline visible only under enhancement. Something had been there, and something had been carefully removed, not destroyed or erased. A field team was sent to the coordinates. The site appeared empty, but closer inspection revealed inconsistencies. The soil was compacted differently, as if heavy weight had once pressed into it. Core samples showed fragments of concrete, metal particles, and synthetic fibers beneath the surface evidence of construction. Expanding the search, investigators found shallow depressions forming a precise pattern matching the structure's dimensions. It had been anchored, then dismantled with precision. Records revealed nothing. No ownership changes, no permits, no activity. On paper, the land had been empty for decades. But deeper analysis uncovered something unexpected. Older, lower-resolution satellite archives showed intermittent disturbances over the years, temporary activity appearing and disappearing at irregular intervals. It wasn't a permanent structure. It was something repeatedly assembled and removed. Then came the connection. Investigators noticed overlapping timelines between these disturbances and missing persons cases in surrounding regions. The individuals had no known connection, but their disappearances aligned with the site's activity. The theory emerged: the house was temporary, built quickly, used briefly, then removed, a structure designed to exist only when needed. Re-examining the original image, investigators enhanced the details. Inside, barely visible through a reflection, was a faint human shape, evidence someone had been inside at the exact moment the satellite captured the image. That single detail shifted the entire investigation. Vehicle tracking data from nearby highways revealed another pattern: unregistered vehicles entering the area at night, using indirect routes, and leaving within narrow time frames. These movements aligned perfectly with the satellite timestamps. The house appeared only when the vehicles were present and disappeared shortly after. The conclusion was chilling. The structure was modular, transported in sections, assembled quickly, then dismantled and removed, leaving almost no trace. Investigators believe it was used as a temporary holding site. Individuals were brought there briefly, then moved elsewhere. A hidden operation designed to avoid detection by never staying in one place long enough to be discovered. The satellite image had captured the only moment it was visible and the only evidence someone was inside. Authorities expanded surveillance and eventually intercepted a convoy matching the pattern. Inside were modular components, walls, utilities, everything needed to assemble and erase a structure within hours. Several suspects were arrested, and evidence linked them to multiple disappearances. Cases once considered unsolvable were reopened, But the most critical piece of evidence remained that single satellite image. Without it, the pattern would have gone unnoticed. The structure would have remained invisible. The operation would have continued undetected. Instead, it appeared for just a moment, long enough to be captured, long enough to raise suspicion, long enough to expose what someone tried to hide. Because sometimes it only takes a single frame to reveal the truth. It appeared briefly, but that was all it took to uncover what was never meant to be found.